Sure. My name is Eric Domenico. I'm a Queen's alumni. I'd just like to make a point and then ask a question of Mr. Greger. The first point is, if we're talking about the AMS is a body of representative democracy. Representative democracy works in such a way that the student voice is exercised through elections and annual general meetings. For the assembly to report that it can speak for students better than an elected representative can, I think is a contradiction within the system of representative democracy. It doesn't make sense, and if we're going to question that, I think we have to put a lot more things into question. As for my question, I think that I like the idea of personal accountability being more entrenched within the culture of Queen's University, and especially among its student leaders. I think it's been a long time coming. So I'd like to ask Mr. Drager, are you willing to take the first step and admit accountability for the video you made in which you dressed in traditional Mexican costume for nacho cheese commercial?
Is this relevant? Not,
yeah.
We're debating this motion
sure.
here and not exclusively.
Yeah, no, and I think it's relevant to the motion because Mr. Drager has presented this question.
I think that the motion is relevant only and not the characters of those involved. Please discuss the motion exclusively.
So racism is not relevant, but Remembrance Day is. Is that what you're saying? Just point of clarification or whatever you call it.
Mr. Cressy, sorry, Mr. Cressy, it's your turn to speak.
Will you take responsibility for that, Mr. Drager?
That's what I'm asking. You're out of order, Mr. Cressy.
Okay. If you will, you'll say it in your next chance to speak. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Cressy.
Yeah, just to lighten the mood for a second. Perhaps I could ask, I'll frame it as a question. It's been raised that Nick Day, as rector, what he has done is he has used the opportunity as a soapbox for his own personal political opinions, right? And I think that the parts of the speech that he quoted, there is a disclaimer there, right? In the sense that he's talking about his personal remembrance. Regardless of that, my question is what this has come to AMS Assembly. So is it, and I've heard from one of our AMS members here that all day there has been a sort of a tweeting going on. Sorry, I'm not on Twitter. But there's been tweeting going on about like FU, Nick Day, stuff like that. So my question is this not a use or a misuse or an abuse of the AMS Assembly itself when we are trying to get what appears once again to be sort of a personal vendetta? I think that's where we're leading here, and I think it's a misuse of AMS Assembly to police speeches. We're talking about speeches that have been approved. We're talking about, and if there's more information that you require, perhaps the AMS would like to invite Brian Yeelan and ask him why he allowed the speech to go on, why he perhaps said that, why Tom Harris thinks that this is actually good for the reputation of Queen. So these are questions that I think have to be raised. And so a quick decision to just censure somebody because they have appeared to use their opportunity to speak as a political soapbox and reacting to that by using AMS Assembly as a political soapbox as well. I think that's a little bit problematic, right? So I'll just leave it at that. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Cressy.
On that because that was sort of a what I
okay, please keep it strictly to correcting but not expressing your opinion.
Okay, absolutely. Could you restate the last part of that briefly? Would you do that?
Starting where?
Like the second half. Just briefly, just 10 words. I'm just trying to get a bearing on this again.
Okay. The accusation was made that Nick has used his opportunity to speak on behalf of the university, right, to forward his own political agenda, right? As a personal witness to Nick's performance as a board of trustees, he's never done that anywhere, right? So to me, I think whether or not I agree with his personal views, it's a political event. Remembrance Day, I'm not sure if people are aware of Karl von Clausewitz. He said, war is a continuation of politics by other means.
Just reiterate the last few. I can do my best to summarize if you don't recall.
Sure, I'll end. So,
I recall now that.
Okay, so thank you, Mr. Cressy.
He doesn't want to hear you?
Sorry.
Okay.
I believe what Mr. Cressy said is that.
Sorry, is this a point?
No, sorry. Okay. Okay, I believe what Mr. Cressy said is that I'm accusing Mr. Day of using his position as a political soapbox, but I am using this as my political soapbox. difference is that this has nothing to do with me. I'm not acting in any official capacity here. I'm asking you to take a stand. I can't go into that one again. To try and put a cap on this man's behavior.